sleep with men for money, and it was not uncommon for dads to bring in their sons into these establishments, and they would buy them time with a worker for their 18th birthday. And often it wasn't even just the dads. They would come in with like the whole family, all the uncles, the grandparents, like the brothers, the friends. There would be sometimes 10 men there trying to pick one worker for one dude who was 18 and clearly did not want to be there most of the time. If I was the one who was picked to do this type of booking, I would often take the client into the room and just tell them, like, we do not have to do anything. Like, we can sit, we can chill, we can chat, you can ask questions, like whatever you want to do. We can sit in silence and you can play on your phone if you want. I don't care. I'm still getting paid. But I can lie for you. Like, I can ruffle up your hair. I can put a little bit of lipstick on your chin or your cheek, and, you know, I can drop you off and be like, oh, such a good time, babe. You can come back anytime. You know, I can make it look good. I can make it look real. And a lot of these guys took that up. They felt incredibly pressured by all of these guys to show their like masculine power of just dominating this woman. And in reality, they were very sweet, respectful men, but they were very much pushed into a situation they didn't want to do, they didn't feel comfortable with, and were really forced into this toxic masculinity role. I don't know the reasons a lot of the time why the parents were so insistent. And I really mean like they would grab them. They weren't like holding them down. It wasn't like the guy was trying to bolt and like was fighting back. But like it was very much like the client was giving off all the vibes they did not want to be there. And the dad would be like, this one, you're going with that one. Like very, very insistent, it would be very hard to turn that down. And also if they did, they would have a lot of rumors that they're gay or that they're not a man. So they really didn't have any choice. So unfortunately, it wasn't like an everyday thing, but it definitely happened. For some, the dads legitimately thought that they were giving like the best birthday present ever because they would want something like that when they were their age. Other times it did have more sinister things. They wanted to make sure that their son didn't turn out gay. Or sometimes like the client would never tell me, but I'd get the vibes that not only were they potentially gay, but potentially trans or had some gender dysphoria kind of going on. Of course, I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose that. But yeah, like a lot of these fathers would really push these boys into doing this stuff. It was awful.